The Chinese people, in order to consolidate their position in power, needed a stable social environment. But in some areas, bandits and counter-revolutionary forces loyal to the old regime were attempting to undermine the efforts to establish local governments. In the mountainous regions of western Hunan province, thousands of armed bandits had joined forces with remnants of the Kuomintang army. Together, they had formed the Hunan, Hubei, Sichuan, Guizhou Anti-Communist National Salvation Army. This old building, the headquarters of the local government, was attacked by bandits. Still today, bullet holes riddle the walls and doors, and evidence of grenade blasts can be seen on the stone slab above the entrance. The damage testifies to the ferocity of the battle. Mount Bamian stands at the point where the provinces of Hunan, Hubei, and Sichuan meet. A local group of bandits established their headquarters here, in Yanzi Cave. This opening in the sheer cliff could house several hundred men. On January the 21st, 1951, a PLA unit rappelled down the cliff from the top of the mountain. The bandits were taken completely by surprise and were quickly cleared from their nest. The operation received strong local support. This photograph shows a villager reporting to the PLA soldiers. Across the country, war was waged on bandits. In total, 2,600,000 of them were killed, wounded, or captured, or surrendered. By 1953, the mission was all but complete. A history of lawlessness that had for decades dealt destruction and threatened peace and social stability was ended. A martyr's memorial stands on Mount Yun'an. Here, for the past 70 years, the local villagers have held an annual ceremony honoring those who died in the Battle of Wulian Cave. 88-year-old Chu Jifu is a regular visitor to the memorial. He comes to remember one of his friends, PLA soldier Wang Zhanbiao. Wang was killed in the battle, and his body fell down the precipice. Afterwards, Chu Jifu, who was a teenager at the time, descended the cliff with some other villagers and recovered his friend's mangled remains. The old man can't recall those events without succumbing to tears. Victory Park in Shanxi County is famous throughout China. It celebrates a victory over bandits in Yuanling in August 1952. The dark days are long past, but people here are still grateful to those who gave their lives so that they might live in peace. A memorial stands on a nearby hill. It commemorates the martyrs who defeated the bandits and whose souls are resting among these green hills. In the early days of the People's Republic, an estimated 600,000 Kuomintang spies and other counter-revolutionaries were in hiding in the country, along with around 600,000 members of reactionary parties. In opposing the people's government, their policy was to bide their time and wait for opportunities to carry out sabotage and assassinations. In 1950 alone, they murdered some 40,000 cadres and civilians in the liberated areas. When Mao Zedong embarked on a visit to the Soviet Union in early December 1949, spies in Beijing reported his movements to the Kuomintang Secret Service in Taiwan. But the message was intercepted by the Chinese military. In the early morning of February the 26th, 1950, investigators entered a residence in central Beijing. It was the home of a Kuomintang spy named Ji Jiaoxiang. They found a radio, a code book, and an American-manufactured handgun. Simultaneously, in Beijing and Tianjin, another dozen arrests were made. This was the first major espionage case since the founding of the People's Republic.